Part 15. The Country Life of a Rich Dad. Author, Wo Shihami Gua. Chapter 141. Li Nanfei held the phone in his hand for a long time. Before this, he had never thought that this would be the result. Not only did he feel similar to Li Chen, but almost everyone he met during this time said that they were very similar. There are indeed similar people in the world, but the probability is really low. What's more, Xiao Wu is similar to him, and he is similar to him. This is very intriguing. Master, Zhao Shanchuan asked cautiously. I know, Li Nanfei said in a low voice. In fact, this result was also within his expectations. However, the contact in the past few days gave him a certain illusion. I should have known that this was impossible. If he was really his father, why didn't his mother tell them? Although the probability of meeting people who look similar is not very high, it does not mean that this kind of thing will not happen. Xiao Wu's dependence on Li Chen is just because she was scared after being kidnapped. And the appearance of this man just gave her a sense of security. Thinking of this, Li Nanfei was relieved. There can't be so many coincidences in this world. Wait, the one in front. Just when Li Nanfei was about to hang up the phone, a woman's voice came from Zhao Shanchuan's phone. In the hospital, Zhao Shanchuan hadn't left yet. The woman who had taken out the identification sheet before ran over quickly. Zhao Shanchuan frowned slightly, and the men before also looked at the female nurse suspiciously. Xuemyu happened to be nearby, and he looked at the female nurse and Zhao Shanchuan with a puzzled look. Could it be that there is a reversal in this matter? What are you doing? Zhao Shanchuan didn't hang up the phone, looking at the female nurse and asked. It's like this, I made a mistake in the identification sheet just now. The one you took is wrong. The female nurse said breathlessly. When Zhao Shanchuan heard this, his face froze. Wrong. He didn't know that Li Nanfei, who heard this on the phone, had lost his spirit in his eyes, and was emitting light little by little. It was a feeling of risking his life. Li Nanfei's small hand tightly grasped the phone, holding his breath and listening to the voice inside the phone. The people who had taken the appraisal report with Zhao Shanchuan before all came over. What's going on? How could this be taken wrong? Isn't this his? These men were a little dissatisfied. If this man's appraisal report could be taken wrong, it means that theirs could be taken wrong too. Of course, this possibility is not very high. It's just that everyone who got the appraisal report was a little unwilling in their hearts. After all, they couldn't accept the current result. Xuemyu also came over, and everyone looked unhappy when they saw him. This guy was the most ostentatious before. The female nurse searched and finally locked on Xuemyu. This scene made the male compatriots around them tremble violently. They almost all looked at the female nurse with a strong expectation. Everyone had a premonition of what would happen next. Xuemyu's heart suddenly tightened, as if he was being grabbed by someone fiercely. You, what do you mean? Xuemyu's face looked as ugly as if he had eaten feces. How happy and proud he was before, now he was nervous and worried. The female nurse said embarrassedly, I'm sorry, it was my negligence before. I took the wrong report. This report is for this gentleman. Because everyone is not named but numbered, so sometimes the wrong one is taken. Boom. This news was like a bolt from the blue for Xuemyu. It was like a thunderbolt that made him dumbfounded on the spot. Zhao Shanchuan's face was even more complicated. Damn it! You know, among this group of people, only one report confirmed the blood relationship between each other. Doesn't this mean that the young man Li Chen is really the biological father of the young master and the young lady? At this moment, Zhao Shanchuan's mind was full of thunder. He was almost choked by the shock. Damn it! Bang! Xuemyu fell to the ground with a thump, his face ashen. Seeing Xuemyu like this, everyone smiled comfortably. Although their own results were not satisfactory, they would rather see Xuemyu suffer a blow. Let you be so arrogant. Let you be so pretentious. Don't you want a son? Sorry, your son is someone else's too. Now everyone understands a little bit, it's really not unfair for this guy to be dumped. Without any emotional intelligence and vision, who else would be unlucky if not you? The men who got the paternity test couldn't help laughing. This anger was worth it? Brother, congratulations. Treasure her well. Come on, life is still full of vision. These men walked to Zhao Shanchuan and encouraged him. This is the only one who is sure that the son is his own. No matter how depressed everyone is, they will still bless him. As for Xuemyu, no one wants to pay attention. The first one dumped him, the second one embraced him and made him his successor. Not surprisingly, this guy may have a shadow for the rest of his life. Zhao Shanchuan was in a daze while holding this appraisal report. It wasn't until he walked out of the hospital and was illuminated by the setting sun on his face that he recovered a little. What he didn't know was that when Li Nanfei heard the news on the phone, his eyes lit up like light bulbs. It is true. It's actually true. Li Nanfei couldn't even explain why he was so excited. Is it just because this man is his biological father? But why did mom say dad was dead? What happened between them? Also, obviously Li Chen, ahem, dad doesn't look like he knows mom. What's going on? But I, Li Nanfei, also have a father. Li Nanfei bared his teeth and smiled, looking like a fool. Master. Zhao Shanchuan's voice came, and his mood was undoubtedly extremely complicated. Yeah, Li Nanfei immediately put away his joy and excitement, pretending to be deep and calm, while holding his little hands tightly. Ahem, it was my mistake just now, I'm sorry. It's okay, it's not your fault. There are actually 2 test results. One is for you and Uncle Li. And the other is for the young lady and him. They are both biological. When Zhao Shanchuan truthfully told Li Nanfei the result, Li Nanfei couldn't help laughing anymore. I really want to see how the second sister and the eldest will react after knowing this result. Thinking of the tough second sister and the domineering eldest brother, Li Nanfei was so excited that his whole body shook. No, no. I must try to trick my dad into going back. The Country Life of a Rich Dad. Author, Wo Shihami. Chapter 142. As for the unknown story between him and his mother, I, Li Nanfei, must dig it out, he he. After hanging up the phone, Li Nanfei was in a very good mood. He felt that the day was even brighter, even though the sun was setting. Putting away his phone, Li Nanfei couldn't help humming a little tune. Before this, although he also liked Li Chen and his great-grandfather Li Chuanlong, he knew very well that they were not his relatives. He was not a little fool, and he would not be unable to distinguish between reality and illusion. No matter how good others were, they were not his real father and great-grandfather. So, even if he really liked them, Li Nanfei had always been very restrained. But at this moment, Li Nanfei decided not to restrain himself. I am also a man with a father. Sci-fi, Sci-fi. Just as Li Nanfei was grinning, Li Chuanlong on the side immediately dropped his tools and ran over. Could this child have become a fool? Li Chuanlong grabbed Li Nanfei's shoulders and shook him, saying, "Don't scare your great-grandfather." Li Nanfei suddenly woke up, and was dizzy from being shaken by Li Chuanlong. Great-grandfather, if you shake me again, I'm going to vomit." Li Chuanlong was relieved to see that the little guy could speak normally. The back of his hand, which was not very rough but a little dirty, was pressed against his forehead. Li Nanfei was actually a little bit of a germaphobe, but he didn't hide at this moment. His bright big eyes stared straight at the old man whose face was full of anxiety and worry. He knew from the beginning that this old man was very good to him and treated him as his great-grandson. But before that, he was not sure whether this old man had any relationship with him, so he always had reservations. But now it's different, he is sure. This old man is his great-grandfather. Compared to the one at home, he is much kinder. He also let Li Chuanlong toss like this, enjoying it and being happy. "What's wrong?" Li Chen asked, running out with a spatula. Behind him were his little stupid sister Li Biwu and Daodu. Li Biwu hid behind Li Chen's buttocks, looked at Li Nanfei, and blinked. Although he didn't know what happened, he looked very powerful. This child was grinning for no reason. I thought he was possessed. Li Chuanlong pointed at Li Nanfei. Li Nanfei's handsome face was as red as a monkey's buttocks. I didn't. Li Chen stared at the little guy suspiciously, and he clearly felt that this little brat would act like a spoiled child. He was always arrogant before. Really? Li Chen looked at him sharply. Humph, Li Nanfei crossed his arms and said, "Of course I didn't." Li Chen pouted, "Oh no, the food is burnt." Looking at Li Chen, who turned around and ran into the kitchen, Li Nanfei snorted again. This father gave a bad review. Must give a bad review. If I say I don't have it, won't you come over to see if I have it or not? Thinking of the treatment of himself and the little fool, Li Nanfei's face showed a trace of sadness. Of course, he would never admit that he wanted to compete with his sister for favor. Bang, bang, bang. Li Biwu turned around and chased her biological father. As for her biological brother, she didn't care. Li Nanfei looked at Li Biwu, who rushed into the kitchen without looking back, and gritted his teeth in anger. "Li Biwu, you idiot, I love you so much. You don't care about your brother at all, I ignore you." Li Chuanlong, who watched the actor Li sulking all the time, smiled. He is also an experienced person, although Li Nanfei's acting skills are indeed good. But Li Nanfei himself didn't realize that after he learned the truth of the matter, he had already let down his guard. When facing Li Chen's family, he didn't even think about acting. At this moment, it was a complete expression of his true nature, just an innocent child. Li Chuanlong turned around and packed his things with a smile, although he didn't know what happened to this little guy. However, he could feel that the little guy had let down his guard. This is a good thing. Sitting in the glow of the sunset, Li Nanfei suddenly found that the scenery of this village had become particularly charming. In the distance, the red clouds were smudged, and the silk threads were stretched, like the traces of Sun Wukong leaving on his cloud. Li Nanfei was fascinated until a voice of "It's time to eat" sounded, and he subconsciously rushed in. When he thought of a little foodie sister in the house, Li Nanfei stopped his idea of rushing in and changed to a slow walk. After all, he is also an actor, and he can't just eat like a little stupid sister. As soon as he walked into the house, Li Nanfei smelled the smell of the dish being burnt. It seems that this man is not omnipotent, and there are times when he fails. The dishes on the table are still very rich. However, this time there is a new dish. Boiled beef. The taste of this dish is the most tempting, and Li Nanfei swallowed his saliva. Little sister Xiao has been carried to the chair by Li Chen and stands in her special seat. As for the yellow dog Daodu, he still acts as her guardian, standing aside with his tongue sticking out, waiting for the little master to feed him. Great-grandfather Li Chuanlong has washed his hands and simply wiped them on his clothes. "Xiaofei, sit down." Li Chuanlong patted his side. "I want to sit here." Li Nanfei pointed to the other side of the square table. Li Chuanlong smiled and carried Li Nanfei to the chair, just next to Li Chen. Li Biwu stood opposite Li Chen. "Xiao Wu." Li Chen's eyes were full of doting, and he took the initiative to pick up food for Li Biwu. Li Biwu saw that her father loved her so much, her eyes curved into crescents, and her smile was extremely bright. "Thank you, father." Ah. As a foodie, she would not speak unless it was necessary. Nothing is more important than eating. So, Li Biwu began to concentrate on eating. Li Nanfei, who was sitting on the side, watched Li Chen pick up food for Li Biwu and prepare water for her, but when it came to him, there was nothing. Li Nanfei was a little angry. He didn't realize that his mentality had changed since he knew the results of the appraisal. Before this, no matter how Li Chen doted on Li Biwu, he didn't care. Anyway, this man has nothing to do with him. But now that he knows that this man is his biological father, he feels a little jealous. Why doesn't your son love me? Am I, Li Nanfei, not a baby? Humph. Li Chen paused slightly while picking up the beef. Is this kid really sick? He hums even when eating. Glancing at Li Nanfei, Li Chen picked up the beef himself and continued to eat. Humph. Li Chen's face was a little dark. Is this guy itchy? Li Chuanlong, who was sitting next to him, had a smile on his face. Of course he understood it. After all, he also raised a son, but he never expected that his grandson was a little stupid. The great-grandson was obviously jealous. You are listening to Novels at Bless Up channel. Wish you happiness and luck. Please subscribe to receive new novels. How do you feel about this novel? Please like and leave a comment. The Country Life of a Rich Dad. Author, Wo Shihami. Chapter 143. But it makes sense to think about it. Although Li Chen has 2 more cubs, he is still single after all. People who have not thoroughly gone through all the procedures, no matter how mature they are, will sometimes ignore them. It's not surprising that Li Chen didn't notice. Li Chuanlong didn't intend to remind him. It would be better to let Li Chen experience it more, lest he would not be able to take care of him in the future. Li Chuanlong's thoughts wandered a bit when he thought of the so-called second sister in Li Nanfei's mouth. So he might have 2 great-grandchildren? A total of 4. Li Chuanlong couldn't help but laugh, but when he saw his grandson who hadn't reacted yet, he sighed. He couldn't handle 2, but would he want to commit suicide by jumping off the building with 4? Hum hum. With a dark face, Li Chen put down his chopsticks, picked up Li Nanfei's collar, and slapped him on the butt. What are you humming? You thought you were the second general of Hum Ha. Ouch. Li Nanfei was very angry, but unfortunately, he couldn't break free. At this moment, he is like a little chicken. If you hum again, I will beat you to death, Li Chen threatened. Li Biwu raised his head and looked at his 3 pots with big curious eyes. 3 pots are so miserable. He was actually educated by daddy. Xiao Wu is still the best. Ouch, Li Biwu ignored the miserable Sangguo and continued to cook. Are you still humming? Snored. Snapped. Ouch. Li Nanfei glared at Li Chen and vowed to fight to the end. Sitting aside, Li Chuanlong was watching the play with gusto, and so was his great-grandson. When he obviously opened his mouth to say something, he ended up being arrogant and didn't say anything. You hope that your confused father will understand that you are jealous, because he is afraid that the daylily will be cold. However, he was also happy about it. What you experience and what others tell you are completely different things. Only Li Chen himself can understand these things, which is good for both him and the children. This duel between father and son ultimately ended with Li Nanfei's failure. His butt was spanked several times by Li Chen, and now he was lying on his little bamboo horse sulking. As for Li Biwu, he would come over and poke his brother's butt every time, and then run away when Sangguo screamed. Xiao Wu, please remember this, Li Nanfei roared angrily. Unfortunately, Li Biwu had already forgotten about this matter. Night. Li Chuanlong took Li Nanfei to the bathroom to take a shower. Grandpa, I'll do it myself. What's wrong? A man is still shy, Li Chuanlong asked with a smile. Looking at the kind old man in front of him, Li Nanfei suddenly felt aggrieved. Come, tell Grandpa, why are you like this today? How could Li Chuanlong not see something? However, he didn't dare to make random guesses before. Now that he had the chance to be alone with his precious great-grandson, of course he could ask. Li Nanfei's mouth moved, but nothing came out. Li Chuanlong on the side was not in a hurry and began to scrub his body carefully. Hiss. Does it hurt? Li Chuanlong looked at Li Nanfei's little buttocks. It doesn't hurt, Li Nanfei shook his head. Li Chen's attack was indeed not heavy, it hurt the skin but not the flesh. Li Chuanlong smiled. Does he dislike me? After a long time, Li Nanfei asked, looking at his great-grandfather with his big clear eyes as if asking for help. Li Chuanlong breathed a sigh of relief, he was afraid that this little guy wouldn't say anything. Having said that, everything will be fine. Turning on the bathroom heater, Li Chuanlong rinsed Li Nanfei while saying softly, he is smart and stupid at the same time. You may not know that half a year ago, he was still a playboy, idle and ignorant all day long. Li Nanfei's eyes widened. Are the father mentioned by his grandfather and this father the same person? Don't believe it, Li Chuanlong looked into Li Nanfei's eyes and said, but it's true. Your grandpa and grandma are dead. Grandpa was poisoned by someone close to him and almost died. His happy home that could shelter him from wind and rain at any time is also shattered. Grandpa. Li Nanfei covered his crotch, you are too old to cultivate. Ha ha ha. Li Chuanlong laughed and continued, during the darkest time in his life, my great-grandpa was not with him. Even after my great-grandpa woke up, I couldn't believe that he would transform so quickly. The ancients said that it is easy to go from frugality to luxury, but it is difficult to go from luxury to frugality. This is not nonsense. He was obviously a lazy man with no fingers in the water. Why did he suddenly become thrifty and hard-working? I can't even explain. I don't know how many grievances and sufferings he has experienced, but he made this family a success. Got it? Xiaofei. In fact, he is just a child. Although his mind is mature, he is not ready to be a father. He doesn't understand. If you don't tell him, then you will never be on the same channel. Do you understand? Li Nanfei nodded thoughtfully, like Xiao Wu. Yes, Li Chuanlong smiled happily, his great-grandson is smart. Humph, Li Nanfei snorted again out of habit. Xiao Wu was too shameless. It's so shameless. However, what Grandpa said was right, Xiao Wu just said whatever he was thinking. No wonder her biological father responded to her every request. But when he thought that he had to be as shameless as his stupid sister, he felt a little embarrassed. Tell me honestly, have you investigated clearly? At this moment, Li Nanfei was suddenly shocked. Only then did he realize that the wisest person in the room was actually the old man in front of him. He. Li Nanfei grinned sheepishly. Li Chuanlong immediately understood the smile. You're a brat, I knew you were not simple. Li Chuanlong pinched the bridge of Li Nanfei's nose. Li Nanfei opened his arms, put his arms around Li Chuanlong's neck, and whispered in his ear, Grandpa, please keep it a secret for me. Ha ha, okay, Li Chuanlong's ears were itchy from the little guy's words, so he patted his butt and squatted down. Hiss. Li Nanfei immediately let go of his hand, covered his butt and squatted down. As a result, he found that his great-grandfather was staring at him again, and he quickly covered his front again. Okay, your great-grandfather has seen everything, why are you covering up? Li Nanfei's face turned red. Li Chuanlong was in a very comfortable mood, although he didn't know how Li Nanfei investigated. But a big stone in his heart also fell. Before this, he was not worried on the surface, but he was worried in his heart. Whether it was Li Biwu or Li Nanfei, he liked these two children so much. He identified this as his great-grandson. However, I decided in my heart that it was useless. It belongs to someone else and will eventually leave. But tonight was different, he knew that his guess was right. This is my great-grandson. Li Chen is worthy of the ancestors of the Li family, as well as his own son and daughter-in-law. At least, when he grows old, Li Chen will have children to accompany him. After the two grandsons took a shower, they came out and saw Li Biwu waving his little chubby hands excitedly. Daodu has been following Li Biwu, never leaving. 3 pots. When Li Biwu saw Li Nanfei, he immediately waved excitedly and said mysteriously, "Come on, come on." "What are you doing?" Li Nanfei obviously wanted to get closer, but the arrogant man still showed his disgust as always, indicating that he was not very interested. Of course, Li Biwu was familiar with his brother's routines. Although he couldn't explain them in words, he could understand them. So he ran up to Li Nanfei, held his hand, and said, "Daddy is taking us to catch fireflies." "Tch," Li Nanfei curled his lips. "Just fireflies?" Of course, Li Nanfei said he was disgusted, but his eyes were fixed on Li Chen preparing the net. In all his life, he has never seen a firefly. This thing is no longer on TV, it only appears in old TV series. Li Chen only saw it recently. Where could he see such a creature in a big city before? It's simply a fantasy. Fireflies are very fragile. Under the summer night sky, when groups of fireflies fly over, it is particularly beautiful. A green luster shines on their tails. Especially when they dance together, the scene is really beautiful. But with recent changes in the atmosphere and natural environment, the entire living environment has become increasingly worse. Many animals in nature have disappeared. When Li Chuanlong didn't take Li Chen's father, Li Hokshan, out of Ljia village, they could often see wild animals in the mountains. In the past, it was called a lively and colorful place. The pheasants are soaring, and the colors are so beautiful under the sun. Rabbits are scurrying around, and although they eat a lot of green leaves from crops, they can be caught occasionally. Not to mention, he also saw very rare animals such as colorful tigers and deer with his own eyes. Nowadays, it is almost impossible to see these things again. Of course, Li Chuanlong said that there must be many rare animals in the endless mountains behind, but they are almost extinct and they dare not come out. Catch fireflies. The Country Life of a Rich Dad. Author, Wo Shihami Gua. Chapter 144. When Li Chen prepared the net for catching, Li Biwa couldn't help but shout excitedly. Li Nanfei had never seen fireflies, and Li Biwa naturally hadn't seen them either. That is, after the weather gradually became hot, the fireflies began to appear. Li Chuanlong on the side said that in their time, fireflies were not as difficult to see as they are now. As soon as summer came, they could almost be seen at night. At that time, using electricity was a big trouble. Someone suddenly had the idea to catch fireflies and use them as lights. Of course, it turned out that the brightness of fireflies was still acceptable. "Come on, take it." Li Chen gave each of them a small glass bottle, and tied a rope at the mouth of the bottle, just to worry that the two little guys would not be able to hold the bottle and break it directly. The rope can be hung around the neck, so that even if they let go, the bottle will not fall. It was already dark. In the sky, a bright moon was hanging high, and it was beginning to be full. The bright moonlight was pouring down. Li Chen looked at the scene and couldn't help but take out his mobile phone and start recording the screen. Other people's Douyin works are eager to be updated every day. Li Chen's is different. It hasn't been updated for a long time. Countless fans thought Li Chen had disappeared. He turned on the screen recording and didn't choose live broadcast. Live broadcast is not his favorite way, and the screen recording is also beautiful. Occasionally recording live is enough. 2 small nets were stuffed into the hands of the 2 little guys. Li Nanfei, who was still arrogant a moment ago, immediately chased after the green fireflies when he saw them flying over. "Stop, firefly, stop." Li Chen was amused. Is this a fool? Li Biwu has gained some weight, so when he holds the small net, he can't jump up. Daddy, daddy. After trying several times, Li Biwu did not even touch the wings of a firefly, so he decisively began to seek help from outside the field. Li Nanfei expressed deep contempt. When he saw Li Chen also leave the field, Li Nanfei could not sit still. Wow, daddy is so awesome. When Li Biwu saw Li Chen catch a firefly, he jumped up excitedly. Wow, daddy, you are awesome. Daddy, here, here. One after another, fireflies were put into the glass bottle by Li Biwu. The whole bottle was flashing with green light. Li Biwu was very happy to see it. You cheated, Li Nanfei said angrily, he only caught one. I didn't, Li Biwu was more confident than Li Nanfei. You cheated, you asked someone else for help. I didn't, daddy is not someone else. Li Nanfei. Looking at the two little guys fighting back and forth, Li Chen was happy. Then he saw Li Nanfei's eyes looking over, you helped her, you have to help me too. Hurry up. Are you not going to help me? Grandpa, he bullied me. Okay, okay, Li Chen was speechless, why does this little brat still like to complain? Li Chen was almost exhausted from catching fireflies. Both little guys wanted to overpower the other, and they had to have one more than the other. Such a fight would never have an end. Li Chen chose to strike, mainly because he was exhausted and sweating profusely, so this bath was in vain. Ah! Li Biwu and Li Nanfei had long forgotten about the tool man Li Chen. He was holding a bottle of fireflies and watching them with great interest. Li Chuanlong was guarding beside him, occasionally talking about things that happened a long time ago. Grandpa, are you talking about the old man? Li Biwu asked with innocent eyes, are they really going to die soon? Yes, Li Chuanlong rubbed Li Biwu's little head and said, maybe, I will never see them again in the future. Li Biwu suddenly lowered his head, as if thinking about something. Li Nanfei was also thoughtful and asked, can they be protected? Yes, Li Chuanlong said affirmatively, but it's difficult. Why? Because the living environment is getting worse and worse. Look, the countryside is no longer suitable for them to survive. With the rapid urbanization, even the countryside will become a city. Do you think these little animals can survive? Xiao Wu doesn't want them to die. Suddenly, Li Biwu threw herself into Li Chuanlong's arms and cried, they are so cute. Li Chuanlong gently patted the little girl's back, and only heard Li Biwu sobbing, Grandpa, let's put them away. If their parents can't find them, they will be very sad. Okay, Grandpa listens to Xiao Wu, Li Chuanlong smiled with relief. Li Nanfei on the side also silently opened the bottle. When the fireflies flew out, they flew around the two little guys twice before flying back into the air. Little bug, go home, Li Biwu said, waving his chubby hands. Li Chen, who was sweating profusely, couldn't help laughing. Grandpa seemed to be warning the two little guys, but wasn't he also warning him? Development is inevitable. But for the sake of development, we cannot wipe out all the living environments except human beings. Otherwise, even if humans develop to the peak in the future, the rest of the species will become extinct one after another. How long can such a world survive? Let's go in and rest. Li Chuanlong led one into the house with one hand, and Li Chen smiled and put away the net and other tools. The blueprint of Ljia village in his mind once again had some more things that needed to be rebuilt. Originally, he just wanted to transform the environment here while developing Ljia village, and build it into a tourist ecological base, and at the same time, build an amusement park belonging to a village. But now, he has some other ideas. Other people's zoos have real animals, so can we have them here too? Moreover, it is still in the form of free range. Grandpa's words gave him inspiration. People can't just take care of their own living environment, but also have to consider other things. It can't be said that for the sake of development, the living environment of other species should be ignored. This won't work. While taking a bath, thinking. In Li Chen's mind, the plan gradually became clear. Some things, is one thing, but whether you do it or not is another thing. Entering the house, Li Chen blew his hair. The two little guys have already lain down, they are tired from playing today. Li Chen picked up his phone while lying down, and after a simple editing of the video of Li Biwu and Li Nanfei just now, he posted it on the Douyin platform. Fans who have been looking forward to Li Chen's daily updates have received prompts at this moment. Oh my god, I thought the blogger disappeared. Finally updated, others update several times a day, you update once every few days, too much. Wow, Xiao Wu is fat. More cute. Hey, who is this? Hearing Xiao Wu shouting Sanguo, could it be that the blogger is hiding the other two cubs? Oh my god, this little guy is so cute, and it's so interesting with Li Biwu. Fireflies, this reminds me of my childhood, I have almost forgotten this creature now, right? After the video was posted on Li Chen's exclusive account, countless people rushed in. Like and comment. And now, the most discussed issue is the extinction of species. In addition, who are Li Chen's other two children and wife? Having a cute Xiao Wu already makes everyone want to have a girl. Now there is a little arrogant handsome boy, which makes everyone's heart warm. Brother fans and sister fans have appeared. Li Chen himself didn't know that this video would cause a sensation and attention as soon as it was posted. Not only did it quickly become popular, it also led to a hot search effect. The main issue is species protection. Especially when the two little guys with baby voices released the small animals, many people felt ashamed. When they caught fireflies, they didn't think about these things. They just played with them when they caught them. If they died, they would throw them away. They didn't think about these things in depth at all. Some people were also fans of Li Chuanlong, saying that he was the wisest grandfather. Li Chen's short video went viral, with likes, comments, and reposts, and even liked and reported by official media. This also made people pay attention to animal protection and environmental protection again. Some people even sent private messages to Li Chen overnight, hoping that these two little guys could become image ambassadors. Oh my god, isn't this the young actor Li Nanfei? Damn, is this true? No way. It's dark, but I can see clearly, this is Li Nanfei. Damn, does Li Nanfei have a sister? Same question. The Country Life of a Rich Dad. Author, Wo Shihami Gua. Chapter 145. Li Chen's videos became popular in the first wave because of his large fan base. The second wave was because it involved species extinction and environmental protection. The third wave was because many people recognized that this little boy was actually an actor. So, it became even more popular. Li Chen's videos gained more than 800,000 fans overnight. This is an astonishing and terrifying number. And the data is still rising gorgeously. Is it true? Are Xiao Wu and Li Nanfei born to the same father? Impossible, Li Nanfei's profile doesn't say that. Some things are unpredictable, and profiles can be faked. Too scary, if these two little cuties are really siblings, how strong must their genes be? I remember that Li Nanfei became popular when he was very young, so the capital behind him is extraordinary. What are you talking about? Our Xiaofei became popular because of his strength. To be honest, I really want to know if Xiao Wu's father is the father of the actor Li. I want to know too. No, I want to know who the actor Li's mother is. The popularity came one after another. Li Chen naturally didn't know, because he and the two little guys fell asleep. He didn't make a living from this, and he didn't care about the number of fans. So, even if the number of fans increased by 1 million, he didn't pay much attention. Early morning. Li Chen got up early, and someone in the village was injured, so he came to ask Li Chen to see a doctor. Zhao Dezu obviously wanted Li Chen to practice more, so he didn't stop him and just stood aside to support him. With Zhao Dezu's endorsement, Li Chen's medical treatment was naturally not a problem. However, Li Chen himself didn't expect it. This medical treatment directly made him famous. Anyone with a little illness or pain can come to Li Chen for a checkup. Regardless of whether it is a big or small illness, Li Chen can give a diagnosis and the most suitable treatment method. They are all people living in the countryside, and it is impossible to waste time to recuperate. Therefore, the diagnosis prescriptions prescribed by Li Chen do not affect their work. After this busy work, Li Chen's footing is stable. Do you know why I asked you to keep taking action? Zhao Dezu and Li Chen walked on the country road and asked. Li Chen shook his head. I stayed in the village this time mainly to rest for a while, Zhao Dezu said, but I don't come back to the village often. Since you are willing to take root here, we still need a doctor here. You are very talented, loving, and kind, and you are the best choice to be a doctor. Li Chen, you have to remember that doctors need to save the dying and the wounded, but it doesn't mean we have to save everyone. Do you understand? Li Chen was stunned. It was the first time he heard such teachings. Zhao Dezu smiled and said, surprised, right? Actually, this is normal. Although it is our duty to save the dying and the wounded, who says we have to save everyone? You will understand it yourself in the future. Although I don't have much time to teach you, you have to learn and explore on your own, but I believe you can do it. In addition, always maintain a humble attitude, so that your medical career will be brighter. Okay. I have to go out to treat the disease. After all, I have been resting here for so long. If I don't go out, some people will be anxious. Zhao Dezu laughed and said, guard this place well. I am still waiting to retire here in the future. Okay, Li Chen smiled. Then I'm leaving. I'll see you off. Don't see you off. I'm not coming back, Zhao Dezu waved his hand and left. Li Chen exhaled. He had intended to use Zhao Dezu before. But gradually, he began to recognize this old man. Although this old man may not have his level and ability now, Li Chen feels that he still has a lot to learn. Learning skills well is not a good skill, learning to be a good person is the real good skill. When Li Chen returned home, the village was prosperous. The main reason was that Li Chen was short of manpower. After the village was short of manpower, Li Shanfu went to other villages to recruit. Anyway, the wages are now transparent. You get how much money you do. They are paid after the work is done, which makes people in the surrounding villages happy. Helping to farm can also have such a good thing, everyone must be happy to come. A large part of the people in Jia village directly contracted the fields in the village, so they don't have much time to work. When everyone saw that Li Chen actually invited people from other villages to work, they were anxious. They all said that people in their own village could do a good job. After all, these are opportunities to make money. It's better to give it to other villages than to give it to their own village. And after tasting the sweetness, people from other villages came to beg for mercy and work. Li Chen's hundreds of acres of land were divided up in an instant. People are like this. When there is no external pressure, they tend to muddle through and lack motivation. But once there is pressure, it is different. The people of Jia village worked extra hard and seriously this time. Almost all of Li Chen's work was divided up. And he himself became the most idle one. Of course, Li Chen now has another identity, that is, the village doctor. With Zhao Dezu's endorsement and Li Chen's current strength, he is fully capable of doing the job. When he was not farming, people from all the villages began to come to Li Chen for medical treatment. This made Li Chen laugh and cry. How did he become a doctor? Jiangbei. Pan family. Brewery. Today, Jiangbei liquor is almost dominated by one company. The old-fashioned breweries are now almost gone. This is a very realistic era. If your things are not good enough and can be easily replaced by others, it can only mean that this is your misfortune. At this time, the Pan family was conducting research quietly. In fact, it was not silent. The whole Jiangbei actually knew and saw it. This time, the Pan family bought a lot of wheat from far away. Everyone knew that the Pan family probably didn't give up and planned to fight to the death. After Pan Yueheng came back, he went into the brewery and ignored everyone. And after Pan Sichen came back, he was also very careful and didn't go out a step, and followed into the brewery. This time, they must make a beautiful comeback. Pan Sichen has hardly slept these days, just worried that if he fails again this time, the Pan family will almost be doomed. Inside the wine cellar, the wine is mellow. Especially with fermentation, the smell becomes stronger and stronger. For core technology and special raw materials, the Pan family also implemented internal blockade this time. They are worried that the leaks will happen again. Uncle Hong, how is it? Pan Sichen came over, with a scruffy beard and no time to shave it. Pan Yueheng turned around with a smile on his face, holding a small cup of beer in his hand, and said, "Try it." Seeing that Pan Yueheng did not answer his question, but asked him to taste the wine, Pan Sichen's heart suddenly trembled. He already had some guesses. Pan Sichen took the wine glass from the other party with a slightly trembling hand, and his mood became uneasy. As soon as he brought it to his nose, a faint wheat fragrance rushed into the tip of his nose. The beer tastes very light, but has the aroma of plants. This. Pan Sichen's eyes flashed with surprise, and he could no longer talk and put it into his mouth. The taste of beer remained the same, but there was a taste that did not belong to beer. This taste is more lip-smooth and more fragrant. There was no bitterness when it was put into the mouth, and it even had a little bit of malt sweetness. Pan Sichen drank it in one gulp and couldn't help exclaiming, "Is this the latest brew?" All around, eyes looked at Pan Sichen, and they all had smiles on their faces. "How is it?" Pan Yueheng still did not answer directly, but asked with a smile. "Good." Just one word, good. This beer is not bitter. Good taste. The mouth is fragrant. After taking a sip, the natural taste seems to spread between the spleen and stomach. Somewhat unbelievable. Pan Sichen can be sure that this beer is definitely better than 99% of the beers on the market. He tried a few more cups, and the key is that he didn't swell up. This made Pan Sichen's eyes flicker and shine. If this wine is made, the Pan family will soon turn over. Haha. Pan Yueheng finally couldn't help laughing and said, "Xiao Cheng, your friend is amazing. This wheat is the best. The day of our Pan family's turn has come." After getting Pan Yueheng's affirmation, Pan Sichen couldn't help laughing. "Lei family, he family, you probably didn't expect that my Pan family would still have a day of turnover, right?" Pan Sichen was overjoyed. This time he must take back the market that belongs to the Pan family's wine. "Then should we start preparing for pre-sale?" "Everything is ready, just waiting for your order." Pan Yueheng smiled slightly. Pan Sichen has taken over the Pan family now. Pan Yueheng is very satisfied with this heir. In this case, then get ready. You are listening to Novels at Bless Up channel. Wish you happiness and luck. Please subscribe to receive new novels. How do you feel about this novel? Please like and leave a comment. The Country Life of a Rich Dad. Author, Wo Shihami Gua. Chapter 146. Jiangbei, Lei family. At this time, the Lei family was welcoming a guest. He Jiajin. Compared with Li Chen's high spirits before coming to Jiangbei, He Jiajin at this time has become very low-key. It was as if he had transformed. The whole person exuded a gloomy aura. Master He. Lei Xiang walked in the front, pushing He Jiajin's wheelchair. Lei Xingliang stood aside, also wrapped in gauze. Although Lei Xingliang was crippled by the He family last time, he has recovered a lot now, but the Lei family does not dare to complain at all. Lei Xiang didn't dare to come back for revenge. The He family spared Lei Xingliang half of his life, so they were worthy of the Lei family. He Jiajin glanced at Lei Xingliang and said, "Is the injury not serious?" Hearing He Jiajin's words, Lei Xingliang trembled all over, shook his head quickly and said, "Thank you for your concern, He Xiao. It's nothing serious." He Jiajin raised his eyebrows, and Lei Xiang on the side immediately pushed He Jiajin into the house. The person following He Jiajin was no longer Qi Yan, but another strong man. Inside the house, Lei Xiang asked the nanny to serve tea, but He Jiajin waved his hand and said, "I came here this time to inform you that the He family has invested a lot of money in your Lei family. I hope you understand." "Yes, yes, yes," Lei Xiang bowed slightly, without any aura of the head of the Lei family. He Jiajin added, "The Pan family has transported a batch of raw materials from outside. This time the sound effect is very tight. It seems that they are planning to make a comeback this time. Can you understand?" "Understood," Lei Xiang immediately responded in a low voice, "Please rest assured, Mr. He, the Pan family could not make trouble in the past, and it will still be the same this time. The wine market in Jiangbei is no longer something that the Pan family can get involved in." Although he seemed humble when he spoke, Lei Xiang's words were firm and decisive. "This is the best," He Jiajin said, "don't take it lightly. Pan Dongting has high hopes for his precious son Pan Sichen. Pan Sichen seems to be a different person this time, so you still have to be careful. Yes. The raw materials delivered this time are among the best in the world. I hope the Lei family will completely remove their reputation as a copycat." "Yes, I will definitely not disappoint Mr. He," Lei Xiang replied with a solemn tone. He Jiajin waved his hand, and the people around him immediately pushed him and turned around to leave. In the house, Lei Xiang maintained a respectful attitude until He Jiajin left the Lei family. The two father and son looked at each other, with a hint of complexity flashing in their eyes. The He family has already planned to end it personally. If the Lei family lets the Pan family stand up this time, it will be a great shame and a great humiliation. Of course, it is possible that the He family will not let the Lei family grow bigger. "Dad," Lei Xingliang said with a touch of disdain on his face, "can Pan Sichen, the loser, make a comeback?" Snapped. Lei Xiang slapped him, causing Lei Xingliang to stagger. "Idiot, do you think you are the only smart person in the world?" Lei Xiang cursed angrily, "You haven't learned a lesson from what happened last time? Do you think you haven't suffered enough?" Lei Xingliang did not dare to say anything more, and his face was burning with pain. He lowered his head, still with disdain in his eyes. The Pan family has been suppressed for so many years, and all the old customers from back then are no longer there. The Pan family still wants to rise? How can this be? Jiangbei, Yuan family. Yating courtyard. Yuan Wangking leaned against the wooden railing, scattering the bait casually with one hand. The fish in the pond were swimming happily. "Miss, miss." The little girl dressed quite innocently ran over. Yuan Wangking glanced at the little girl who had grown up with him and said, "What's the matter?" "The young master of the He family has gone to the Lei family," Zyro said immediately. "Oh," Yuan Wangking sat up slightly and said without any surprise, "So, the He family wants to support the Lei family? Don't let the Pan family stand up." "It should be," Zyro nodded obediently. She couldn't understand why the lady cares about these things. Yuan Wangking stood up, her cheongsam outlines her beautiful curves. She leaned forward slightly, placed her hands on the wooden railing, looked at the scenery in the distance and said, "Then let's play with them too." "Ah," Zyro opened her rosy mouth in surprise. "Miss, You. Go, get ready, I want the Pan family to be completely hot this time. Miss, what if the Pan family loses? Then you lose. No, I will tell you when the time comes. Go ahead, and make arrangements. Your lady, I won't lose. After all, the Pan family got everything from him this time. Oh. You're on county. Hong Ziyuking is making tea and playing chess. Boss. Just then, an employee walked in and shouted softly. Hong Ziyuking tapped her right index finger, and the employee immediately said, How when KTV has been completely controlled by Li Chen. Hong Ziyuking, who was about to make a move, looked over with a slight frown. Completely in control. Yes. Who did it? A woman named Shen Yanqing. Hong Ziyuking's face turned completely gloomy. Shen Yanqing? Li Chen's woman. No, it is said that Li Chen dug her here. This woman looked weak, but she didn't expect that her methods were very iron-blooded. With 3 strokes, 5 divided by 2, she cleared out all the people we had arranged for her, and gave her a huge resettlement fee. You can't find anything wrong with it? Bang. Hong Ziyuking put down the chess piece heavily. You can't even deal with a woman, are you eating shit? The man lowered his head and did not dare to speak. Li Chen, Hong Ziyuking took a deep breath and said, After I finish handling the matters here, I will go meet him. I want to see if Li Hoqian's son is really that difficult to die. Boss, Brother Hu, and the others are here. Let them in. Hong Ziyuking waved her hand. Brother Hu came in injured and quickly said hello after seeing Hong Ziyuking. Mr. Hong. Is your injury getting better? Thank you for your concern, Mr. Hong. It's much better, Brother Hu immediately smiled. I'm busy dealing with the group's affairs recently, and I don't have time to deal with Li Chen. If you want revenge. No, Brother Hu's expression changed, and he waved his hands repeatedly. I won't take revenge, I won't take revenge. Hong Ziyuking paused again and looked at Brother Hu and others suspiciously. You, don't want revenge. I won't retaliate, Brother Hu said with a pale face. Mr. Hong, I don't know whether I should say something or not. Hearing this, Hong Ziyuking narrowed her eyes and stared at him. Li Chen has some evil ways, we better not to mess with him. Bang. Hong Ziyuking slapped the table, causing Brother Hu and others to tremble in fear. Do you know what you're talking about? Brother Hu and others did not dare to speak. It's just a lost dog, how much trouble can he cause? Hong Ziyuking snorted coldly. When I win the cooperation of the Pei family, I will deal with him myself. Get off. Brother Hu and others quickly resigned. Brother Hu, what should we do? Wei Loxia and others said with fear on their faces. What the hell are you going to do? Run away. Run away, Wei Loxia and others were dumbfounded. Brother Hu said angrily, aren't you going to run away and wait to be implicated by Hong Ziyuking? He glanced inside and snorted, Li Chen didn't die several times. Do you really think it's all luck? He, Hong Ziyuking, is just a loser who relied on his in-laws to get a position, and barely gained a foothold in Yuan County. With a fool like him, want to torture Li Chen to death? What's more, the little girl around Li Chen is very evil. You also know that everyone who has been in contact with this little girl has reported to Zishan. These two evil people get together. If Hong Ziyuking is not unlucky this time, my brother Hu will chop off his head. Thinking of some of the truths revealed during the investigation, Wei Loxia and others took Brother Hu and fled overnight. Revenge. That's impossible. Maybe if he meets Li Chen again, his life will be gone. Hong Ziyuking, this loser, actually wants to deal with Li Chen? They seriously suspected that Hong Ziyuking would be in bad luck soon. Go now, go all night, go non-stop. Hong Ziyuking thought for a while, then immediately waved her hand, go and call them in. Although Brother Hu and others were useless and even lost their place at Howwen KTV, he decided to give these people a chance. Boss, Brother Hu and the others, ran away. Run away? Hong Ziyuking's eyes widened. What do you mean by running away? Boss, running away means, running away. You bastard! Hong Ziyuking kicked the table over angrily, her chest heaving violently. This bastard actually ran away after hearing that he was going to deal with Li Chen? Is there any waste more useless than them? He didn't believe in evil. How could a lost dog scare people like this? Go and prepare. Let's discuss cooperation with the Pei family tomorrow. Hong Ziyuking took a deep breath and decided to put the overall situation first. Yes. Seeing her people go away, Hong Ziyuking snorted coldly. Li Chen, I'll see you again when I'm done with this. I hope you won't disappoint me. Ljiakan. Li Chen's family. What? Invite me to go to the county to see a doctor. The Country Life of a Rich Dad. Author, Wo Shihami Gua. Chapter 147. Standing in front of Li Chen's door was none other than the village chief Li Wenda. And he is just a messenger. The real person asking for help is still waiting at the village headquarters. Village chief, why did this matter? Come to me, Li Chen asked doubtfully. Although he knows that his current medical skills are world-class. But after all, his current reputation is not obvious, and he still relies on Zhao Dezu's reputation. Even if it spreads a bit in the village, it still doesn't reach the level of a famous doctor. Someone invited him to save people and treat their illnesses. This really doesn't make sense. There are many people who are more famous than him now. Unless the other party is very clever, he would come here to ask an unknown doctor like him to treat his illness. You will know if you follow me first. The other party wants to see you. Li Wenda dragged Li Chen away. Li Chen couldn't refuse, so he took the village chief back to the village headquarters on a tricycle. At the village center, a low-key business Mercedes-Benz was parked. The body is very beautiful, with an overall black style. The people in the village were entertaining this young man who had a gentle appearance and temperament. He was not very old, probably around 24 or 25 years old. His posture was very upright, and his speech was gentle and polite. After Li Chen came over on a tricycle with village chief Li Wenda, the young man immediately stood up. Pei Jiangnan stood up, glanced at Li Chen, and then fell on Li Wenda. Village chief, where are the people? When Li Chen heard this, he rolled his eyes and said to himself, young man, I advise you to speak properly. Am I, Li Chen, not a human being? Li Wenda was also stunned by the sentence. Can't you see such a big person in front of you? Of course, he could only spit this out in his heart. Li Wenda coughed, pointed at Li Chen and said, this is Dr. Zhao Dezu Zhao's close disciple, Li Chen. After he pointed at Li Chen for introduction, he pointed at Pei Jiangnan in front of him and said, Pei Jiangnan, the third son of the Pei family, the richest man in Yuan County. After hearing Li Wenda's introduction, Pei Jiangnan was stunned. He is the disciple of divine Dr. Zhao. Pei Jiangnan's voice was filled with disbelief, as if Li Wenda was lying to him. The reason why he ignored Li Chen after he arrived was because Li Chen was too young. He was only 2 or 3 years older than him at most. How could such a person be a descendant of the miraculous doctor? Yes, that's him, Li Wenda said with pride. Although he is young, his medical skills are still very good, not to mention that Mr. Zhao has high hopes for him. No matter what Li Wenda said, Pei Jiangnan didn't believe it. It's really unconvincing. Although he did not study medicine, he still knew something about it. Don't talk about Chinese medicine, just talk about Western medicine, if you want to be successful. Even if you are extremely talented, knowledgeable, and have all kinds of blessings, if you really want to become famous or stand out on your own, I am afraid you will have to be over 30. As for Chinese medicine, let alone that. Those who can learn it in their 30s are the top medical talents in the world. Generally those who achieve success are after 40. This time he came to seek medical treatment and save lives, not to seek medical treatment and kill people. Li Chen saw the other party's expression and reaction and didn't find it strange. I doubt that this is a normal person's reaction. If the other party believed Li Wenda as soon as he heard what he said, he would have to doubt this person's purpose. Mr. Pei, can I ask a question? Pei Jiangnan didn't expect that Li Chen would take the initiative to speak, so he immediately put away his complicated thoughts and nodded. How did you find me? Li Chen said with a smile. I don't seem to be famous. He is self-aware. Pei Jiangnan thought in his heart and paid more attention to Li Chen in front of him. People are not afraid of being talented, but they are afraid of not being able to clearly recognize themselves. Especially doctors, if they don't know how much they weigh, they will kill people. And those who can recognize themselves often achieve high results. Actually, I'm not looking for you, but for Master. Pei Jiangnan didn't hide it, saying, it's just that when we found his residence, he was no longer in the village. Li Chen nodded, he was not lying. Zhao Dezu had already gone out to treat illnesses and save people. Naturally, the third young master of the Pei family could not be found. We found the phone number of Divine Dr. Zhao and called him. Pei Jiangnan said with a strange expression. Divine Dr. Zhao said that you can cure my grandfather's disease, just let me come to you. Hearing this, Li Chen completely understood. Pei Jiangnan thought that Zhao Dezu's disciple was a middle-aged uncle. After all, this fit the impression. However, who would have thought that Zhao Dezu's apprentice was a young man? As the saying goes, if you have a hairless mouth, you will not be able to do anything. Li Chen is so young. Although his appearance and temperament are excellent, this does not convince the public. He was very worried. Li Chen knew that this was the opportunity given to him by his master Zhao Dezu, and immediately said, there are two ways before you now. The first is to believe in my master and believe in me. I will follow you to treat your grandfather. Second, you have to go back alone. He clearly remembered Zhao Dezu's instructions that not everyone in this world is worth saving. In addition, nothing can be forced. If the person involved is unwilling to believe him, he will naturally not get involved. Life and death, destiny and wealth are in heaven. Everything depends on personal destiny. Pei Jiangnan was indeed in a dilemma. He did not expect that this journey to seek medical treatment would be so ill-fated. Thinking of his current situation in the Pei family, and thinking of his future and the road ahead, he was even more worried. The Pei family is not the only direct descendant of him. There are two older sisters above him, and both of them are looking for sons-in-law, but they are not married. Logically speaking, the two sisters and their husbands are not qualified to interfere in the family affairs, but the key is that the two sisters also want to have a share. Grandpa is in poor health, and the two have been serving diligently. Grandpa couldn't bear it, so he gave up some of his power. As a result, the two sisters and their two brothers-in-law took over most of the power structure of the Pei family in a very short time. This made Pei Jiangnan's situation more difficult, and Grandpa might not know all this. Now, Grandpa has fallen into a coma, and the situation is getting more critical. He doesn't know whether the two sisters and their husbands really want to save Grandpa. But he really wants to save him. Pei Jiangnan always felt that his two sisters could take away part of the family, but if they joined forces with outsiders to undermine the entire Pei family, this would be intolerable. This time, he came out seemingly to ask for treatment, but it was more like saving himself. Once his grandfather passed away, he was sure that even if he was the nominal heir, he would not be able to inherit the Pei family's things. With the means of his two sisters and brother-in-law, it would be as easy to kill him as to kill a small animal. Li Chen saw many complex emotions flashing across Pei Jiangnan's face, and there was a hint of struggle, but he did not urge him. Since Zhao Dezu asked him to take the call, it means that the Pei family can be contacted. He took out his mobile phone and searched for the Pei family in Yuan County. The richest family, no wonder. For a family like this, there are naturally a lot of gossips. Although many information on the internet may not be reliable, since it can be revealed, it proves that these things are definitely not groundless. Li Chen browsed through the information one by one, and soon knew what the young man in front of him was hesitating and struggling about. If it were me, I would probably be confused, right? After all, this is not just about saving people, but also about betting on his own future. It is quite crazy to bet on your future in the hands of a stranger. However, just when Li Chen thought Pei Jiangnan would still have to worry for a long time, Pei Jiangnan suddenly seemed to have made up his mind. This is my grandfather's illness, and the previous diagnosis results. Can you see if he can be saved? Pei Jiangnan turned and walked towards his car, handing a pile of information to Li Chen. Unexpectedly decisive. Seeing this scene, Li Chen smiled. The guy in front of him is more courageous than he thought. Li Chen took the diagnosis information and read it carefully. Pei Jiangnan kept his eyes on Li Chen, trying to see some expression on his face. Unfortunately, Li Chen's face was always calm. Is it really not possible? Pei Jiangnan sighed. Even if Li Chen showed embarrassment, he would have a response in his heart. I am afraid that Li Chen's expressionless face will make people subconsciously think that he is pretending. A full quarter of an hour passed, and just when Pei Jiangnan was getting impatient, Li Chen put away the information. When are you going? Ah, Pei Jiangnan was dumbfounded. What does that mean? Li Chen handed the information to Pei Jiangnan and said, will you treat the disease today? You. Pei Jiangnan's mind was a little confused, and it took a long time before he said, can you treat it? It's not a big problem, Li Chen smiled. Pei Jiangnan felt his head buzzing, and his grandfather had invited quite a few doctors for his illness. Of course, there were people who secretly blocked him before, and he knew it. If he hadn't been forced to do anything, he wouldn't have taken the risk of asking Zhao Dezu. Leaving the Pei family at this time would not be good for him at all. Are you serious? Can you really treat it? Pei Jiangnan asked with rapid breathing. The Country Life of a Rich Dad. Author, Wo Shihami Gua. Chapter 148. Real things can't be fake, and fake things can't be real, Li Chen said lightly, I'll go back to pick up a child. Pei Jiangnan didn't quite understand why Li Chen would go to pick up a child when he was curing diseases and saving lives. However, since Li Chen said he could cure it and was so confident and sure, Pei Jiangnan was willing to take a gamble. After all, he had no choice. If he went back too late, his grandfather might not be alive. When Li Chen rode Xiaosan home, Li Biwu and Li Nanfei were still riding bamboo horses. Diamond suit. Xiao, Li Chen waved his hand and said to Li Nanfei, I'll take you to play, do you want to go? This was not a sudden idea of Li Chen, but an idea he had had for a long time. Although towns are not as prosperous as metropolises, each place has different characteristics. These two little guys haven't played much since they came here. He wanted to take advantage of this rare opportunity to take the two little guys out to play. Li Biwu and Li Nanfei's eyes lit up when they heard this. Especially Li Biwu. Last time Li Chen went out, she was so sad because her father didn't take her with him. This time, her father really remembered the promise, and she was so happy. She rushed towards Li Chen with her feet spread out, giggling non-stop. 3 pots, 3 pots. Li Biwu shouted while running, hurry up, hurry up. Compared with his sister, Li Nanfei seemed much more reserved. After all, he is the movie Emperor Li. He couldn't just run over at the man's word, how embarrassing would that be? If you walk so slowly again, I'll leave first, Li Chen threatened Li Nanfei, who walked leisurely like an old man. Don't, Li Nanfei immediately ran over. What's the image of the movie Emperor? Anyway, no one saw it now. After all, he really didn't play outside much. Li Nanfei looked calm on the surface, but his heart had long been like a wild horse that had broken free from the reins, and he couldn't be pulled back. Sit in the back. Ah. Li Nanfei nodded immediately, his face flushed with excitement, looking like he had never seen the world. Li Chen rode a tricycle to the village office. Pei Jiangnan was so anxious that he paced back and forth. He thought Li Chen had escaped. Seeing Li Chen coming with 2 children, Pei Jiangnan was dumbfounded. Brother, you are going to treat illnesses and save people, not to travel. But he didn't dare to say this, his second half of life was weighed on this. Mr. Zhao Dezu was not there again, so he could only rely on Li Chen. Take your car, Li Chen asked. Pei Jiangnan couldn't help rolling his eyes and looked at Li Chen's tricycle. Could it be that he took your car? By the time he ran to the county town, the daylily was cold. Although he felt that the 2 sisters might not be so cruel, sometimes people's hearts were not good. Li Chen sat in Pei Jiangnan's car with the child in one hand, and the driver immediately started the car and drove straight to the county town. The Pei family has a prominent position in Yurong County. This is mainly related to the old man of the Pei family. Although the Pei family started early, they are very low-key. The old man of the Pei family is more charitable and generous, and he often donates money and charity. Therefore, his reputation is very good. 10 years ago, he had a minor illness, so he planned to let his son and daughter-in-law come out to take charge of the Pei family. Who knew that 8 years ago, the son and daughter-in-law who had just established their foothold had a car accident. This made the old man of the Pei family almost faint on the spot. Fortunately, he was rescued. His health was getting worse and worse. After experiencing the pain of losing his son, his health became worse. In addition to the 2 granddaughters, the eldest grandchildren of the eldest house only have Pei Jiangnan as the only seedling. However, although Pei Jiangnan was the only seedling at that time, he was young. The 2 sisters did not plan to get married, but chose to recruit sons-in-law. As for the later joining of the 2 sons-in-law, plus the 2 sisters began to intervene in the family business intentionally or unintentionally. Old Master Pei didn't care much, and over the years, both the 2 sisters and the brother-in-law have been in power. As for Pei Jiangnan, he can't intervene at all now. Nowadays, the old man wakes up very limited time every day, and this limited time is controlled by the 2 sisters and brother-in-law. Even if he has the opportunity to talk to his grandfather alone, one of his sisters must be present. This makes Pei Jiangnan have no chance to tell his grandfather about the current situation. Old Master Pei also thought that the 2 granddaughters were just helping his grandson to manage the company and family business according to the original agreement. Little did they know that they had already intended to occupy the magpie's nest. It's just that the old man doesn't know it now. Any struggle involving property within the family is often unclear. In theory, the old man designated Pei Jiangnan to inherit this business, and the 2 sisters were not qualified to get involved. But his 2 sisters obviously didn't think so. They are all descendants of the Pei family. Why can only Pei Jiangnan inherit it? They can't? Are they wrong? No one is wrong. They just have different standpoints. Soon, Pei's family arrived. The surrounding environment is very green, with mountains, water, and large villas. It takes only more than 10 minutes to drive to the bustling area of the county. When Pei Jiangnan got off the car, he suddenly glanced at the vehicles parked outside, and his mood became heavier. He found that many people had come. Especially the families of the 2 brothers-in-law also came over. This clearly shows the rhythm of doing things. Li Chen saw the change in Pei Jiangnan's face and knew that the situation in the Pei family might be worse than imagined. Xiaofei, just stay in the car and watch your sister. Okay, Li Nanfei was very steady, and Li Chen could still believe this. After getting out of the car, Li Chen followed Pei Jiangnan and walked in. However, when he arrived at the door, he was already stopped. "Master." The person blocking the door looked at Li Chen warily. Pei Jiangnan's face was very dark and he said angrily, "What? Now even if I bring someone back, do I need to be questioned and reported?" "Don't dare," the security guard said, but he didn't mean to be respectful at all. A security guard dares to be so arrogant. You can only imagine what the Pei family is like now. "Go away," Pei Jiangnan was particularly angry. "Master," the eldest lady ordered. Before the security guard could finish speaking, Pei Jiangnan suddenly kicked him forward, staggering the security guard. "Did I give you face?" Pei Jiangnan said coldly. "You just use my Pei family's money to do things." "I, the master, do things? When will it be your turn to point fingers? Whose Pei family is this Pei family?" It was quiet all around. Li Chen looked at Pei Jiangnan in surprise. He had always thought that this gentle-looking man would not lose his temper. Especially at this time, you should endure it as long as you can. It seemed that his life in the Pei family was more depressing than imagined. Pei Jiangnan snorted coldly, ignored the strange looks from these people, and led Li Chen straight to his grandfather's ward. He could tell from the cars outside that if he came back any later, something big would really happen. He never dared to think the worst about his two sisters and brother-in-law, but what he saw in front of him was too much for him not to think too much about. Two sisters, I can't wait any longer. They were afraid that they would find someone to save Grandpa. His heart can be killed. The entire Pei family seems to be under martial law now, with security personnel everywhere. All of Pei Jiangnan's people were replaced without exception. The people who stay here now are either the eldest sister or the second sister. The closer Pei Jiangnan got to his grandfather's ward, the colder his heart became. Things are more serious than imagined. When we arrived at Mr. Pei's door, it was almost 5 steps to one post and 10 steps to one post. Normally treating people and saving lives, how could it be like this? As soon as Pei Jiangnan walked into the yard, he saw many so-called relatives standing in the yard. These relatives looked strange and complicated, and they all looked anxiously into the ward. Especially after Pei Jiangnan arrived, they became even more nervous. "Brother Nan, please stay. There are figures at the door." And the person blocking the front was none other than the eldest son of the second wife of the Pei family, Pei Zhongyuan. Pei Jiangnan's expression was extremely ugly. He never expected that even the second wife would get involved. Looking at this posture, it seems that they have joined forces with the eldest sister, the second sister, and the others. "Pei Zhongyuan, do you know what you are doing?" Pei Jiangnan asked sharply, his head hurting with anger. Pei Zhongyuan said calmly, "The doctor invited by the eldest sister and the second sister is preparing to treat Grandpa." "Is this treatment or murder?" Pei Jiangnan said angrily. As soon as these words came out, the entire courtyard immediately became quiet. "Young Master Pei, what you said is a bit heartbreaking. Your eldest sister and second sister have good intentions. How can you say that? You kid is really too small-minded." After a brief silence, some relatives stood up and spoke. Li Chen stood quietly beside Pei Jiangnan. He had not seen too many feuds and scandals between wealthy families before. He could tell this situation just by looking at it. These people are definitely not trying to save people. It is nothing more than a plot to distribute property. You are listening to Novels at Bless Up channel. Wish you happiness and luck. Please subscribe to receive new novels. How do you feel about this novel? Please like and leave a comment. The Country Life of a Rich Dad. Author, Wo Shihami Gua. Chapter 149. Sometimes, the most ridiculous and unlikely reasons are actually the most real. Just like what is happening now, Pei Jiangnan's eldest sister and second sister are obviously direct descendants. Are they really willing to give up the right to inherit the Pei family's property? Or, after all these years of being in power, will they really hand over the things to this younger brother? Li Chen did not speak, but watched seriously. This kind of thing is not suitable for him as an outsider to get involved. Pei Jiangnan looked at the faces of these relatives and felt sick. He stared at Pei Zhongyuan and said, "Do you give in or not?" Pei Zhongyuan frowned slightly, and he didn't know how to make a decision for a while. Have you been feeling chest tightness and shortness of breath recently, and sometimes you feel uncomfortable breathing? At this moment, Li Chen suddenly spoke. Pei Zhongyuan was stunned and looked at Li Chen in surprise. The reason why he didn't look at Li Chen straight in the eye was because this guy was too young. He didn't think of Li Chen as a doctor invited by Pei Jiangnan. It seems that your elder should be bedridden or in a wheelchair, Li Chen spoke again. The pupils of Pei Jiangnan and Pei Zhongyuan on the side shrank suddenly. Pei Jiangnan looked at Li Chen in surprise. He had not told him about his second uncle's condition. Pei Zhongyuan looked at Pei Jiangnan. When he saw his expression, Pei Zhongyuan was a little undecided for a while. Your illness is not a serious illness, Li Chen smiled and said, it just so happens that I can treat it. At this moment, Pei Jianjiayuan's pupils shrank again. Now the eldest sister and the second sister are still discussing inside, and the treatment has not started yet. Pei Zhongyuan suddenly spoke and made way for the aisle. Pei Jiangnan, who saw this scene, was shocked again. He knew that Li Chen was his only chance. Must seize it. Mr. Li, please. Pei Jiangnan finally paid great attention to Li Chen and invited him respectfully. And this scene was also seen clearly by everyone present. Pei Zhongyuan waited until Pei Jiangnan and Li Chen walked in, then immediately waved and ran over alone. Go and inform my dad that the situation has changed. Tell him the situation here and ask him to make the decision. Yes. Pei Zhongyuan turned around and quickly followed Pei Jiangnan and Li Chen. Inside the house, there are not many people. But there are not many. When they saw Pei Jiangnan and his men coming in, everyone in the house looked at Pei Zhongyuan, who followed closely. That look seemed to be asking why he let people in. Li Chen's eyes swept over, and two women who were dressed extremely luxuriously and with a hint of nobility sat in the main seat. Beside them, there were two men who looked decent. In addition, there were two people dressed as doctors in the house. That's all there is in the house. Sisters, are you a little too hasty? Pei Jiangnan said sarcastically. Jiangnan, what do you mean by this? Pei Jianjian, who was sitting on the right, looked at his younger brother with dissatisfaction. Second sister knows what I mean. Pei Jiangnan came over and pointed outside and said, you want to save Grandpa and seal off the house. Grandpa's condition is serious. Of course, we have to do this to save him. No accidents can happen, Pei Jianjian said very seriously. Oh, Pei Jiangnan heard it and smiled and said, you blocked me outside, are you also worried about accidents? Just when everyone in the house was about to speak again, Pei Jiangnan kicked over the table and chairs. Many people's faces changed on the spot. You even want to stop me? Is this why you are worried about accidents? You are worried that I will come in and ruin your good deeds. You are afraid that you can't kill Grandpa. Pei Jiangnan. How can you talk to your second sister? The man next to him, Pen Yufan, immediately stood up. Shut up, Pei Jiangnan completely exploded, pointing at Pen Yufan's nose and scolding, a guy who eats soft rice, who gave you face? You. Pen Yufan's face flushed. He never expected that this brother-in-law would not give him face. Am I wrong? With your toothpick-like thing, you are only qualified to be a son-in-law. My second sister may have a wild man outside. Pei Jiangnan, Pei Jianjian stood up suddenly, his face extremely ugly. He is your brother-in-law, if you dare to talk nonsense again. What if I dare to talk nonsense again? Pei Jiangnan sneered and said, do you really think I am a soft persimmon? The atmosphere in the room was extremely anxious. No one expected that Pei Jiangnan, who was gentle and seemed to have no temper in the past, would go crazy. Li Chen, who was standing behind him, showed a faint smile. He had to admit that Pei Jiangnan was very smart. At this time, Pei Jiangnan did not have an advantage. And this set of seemingly reckless combination punches stunned everyone. No matter how weak Pei Jiangnan is now, he is the designated heir after all. No one can change this. Even the two elder sisters who hold great power and influence are not absolutely sure that they can make this matter go smoothly and without any rumors. Li Chen glanced at the old man on the bed and couldn't help but look at him a few more times. In addition to the normal physical illness, there are signs of poisoning. Interestingly, Chen's mouth corners were curved. It seems that someone in the house really wants the old man to die quickly. Ahem, ahem. At this moment, there was a coughing sound outside. The second and third bedrooms of the Pei family are here. Without exception, they are all sick. This made Li Chen confused. The people of the Pei family are really miserable. It's no wonder that two women are able to control the power. It turns out that the other collaterals are powerless. Seeing this scene, Li Chen knew that it was really not difficult to break this situation. Second uncle, third uncle. Even the two sisters Pei Zhongfeng and Pei Jianjian, who are now in great power, still have to behave obediently after meeting the two sick uncles. Otherwise, they will be unable to stand up. The two sick people sitting in the wheelchair had sallow faces, which was very unsightly. Their eyes did not fall on Pei Zhongfeng and Pei Jianjian, but on Li Chen. This also made the two sisters Pei Zhongfeng and Pei Jianjian on the side subconsciously turn their eyes. Li Chen followed Pei Jiangnan in, and they didn't even look at him. But now both uncles were looking at him, and they had to pay attention. Li Chen smiled and nodded at the two of them, which was regarded as saying hello. Sisters, didn't you say you want to treat Grandpa? Pei Jiangnan is also a quick-thinking person, and now he has very good adaptability. Since everyone is here, let your people diagnose it first. Pei Zhongfeng and Pei Jianjian frowned when they heard this. After taking another look at the second and third bedrooms, whose position seemed a bit confusing, the two had no choice but to let the doctor they invited start the diagnosis now. However, the two doctors shook their heads after making a serious diagnosis. The second master of the Pei family couldn't help but said, "How?" Second master, one of the doctors in a white coat said, "The situation is very unsatisfactory. Now, I'm afraid it will be difficult to survive." The second master of the Pei family's face turned pale. "What do you say?" The third master of the Pei family spoke and looked at the other doctor. "Hey." The doctor sighed heavily and said, "I am terminally ill and there is no way I can save myself." Upon hearing the diagnosis, Li Chen noticed that a faint smile appeared on the corners of the mouths of Pei Jiangnan's eldest brother-in-law and second brother-in-law. Of course, a flash of joy also flashed in the eyes of Pei Zhongfeng and Pei Jianjian, but it was quickly hidden. Sadness quickly appeared on their faces. Even though they had known this result for a long time, the hearts of everyone in the Pei family still sank suddenly. Pei Jiangnan couldn't help but look at Li Chen and said, "Dr. Li, come here." "Wait." Just when Li Chen was about to stand up, his second brother-in-law Peng Yufan pointed at Li Chen and said, "Who is he?" "He is the doctor I invited." "Is there any problem?" Pei Jiangnan responded. "Jiangnan, I know you are worried about Grandpa's health, but you can't just bring some liar home." Peng Yufan persuaded him with sincerity. "Do you know that many people are paying attention to our Pei family now? Once you are tricked by someone with intentions, someone sneaks in and does something to hurt the old man, who can bear this responsibility?" "Yes, Jiangnan, it's not that we don't believe you, it's that we don't believe the rest of the people," the eldest brother-in-law Peng Ji also said. "Master Pei, At this time, the first Dr. Tang Malin also said, "There are many people cheating now, and there are even more people who cheat money in the name of miracle doctors. Some even read 1 or 2 medical books casually. I feel like I am a miraculous doctor who can help the world, so please don't be deceived." The implicit meaning behind these people's words was that they doubted Li Chen's ability. One is that he is a liar, and the other is that he has no ability. Of course, even the second and third masters of the Pei family who came after hearing the news were full of suspicion at this moment. Not to mention how excited they were when they first heard that someone could treat them. But when they saw that this so-called doctor was so young and immature, their excitement was extinguished. The Country Life of a Rich Dad. Author, Wo Shihami. Chapter 150. Of course, what they said means so much in summary. Li Chen is not worthy of accompanying the old man for diagnosis. Pei Jiangnan, who heard the implication, looked ugly. They didn't question the quack doctors they hired. Instead, they questioned their own people first. He really knows how to beat him up. Just when Pei Jiangnan was about to talk about Taoism, Li Chen shook his head, stood up and looked at Tang Malin and said, "You said that the old man is terminally ill and there is no cure." Tang Malin looked at Li Chen with some disdain and contempt, as if talking to him was a cheap thing. However, this is the Pei family after all, and he shouldn't be too showy. The old man's illness has been delayed for too long. It has been a full 10 years. Now the disease has reached the bone marrow. Even if the gods come, there is nothing he can do, Tang Malin explained to the people around him. "What if I can cure it?" Li Chen asked. Upon hearing this, Tang Malin burst out laughing. It's not that he looked down on this guy. Even if someone at the level of the current medical king came, he couldn't cure him. Do you really think the Pei family didn't ask someone to take action? Even people at the level of medical kings have concluded that the old man is hopeless. Who can save him? Tang Malin looked arrogant and didn't bother to defend Li Chen. In his opinion, this was a complete waste of his words and unnecessary. As for Pei Zhongfeng and Pei Jianjian standing aside, they even showed a hint of ridicule. This is a mockery of Li Chen's arrogance. He was also mocking his younger brother for being so desperate that he chose a liar who only knew how to brag. Even the second master of the Pei family and the third master of the Pei family, who were sitting in wheelchairs, couldn't help but frown. A person like this doesn't look like the kind of doctor who has noble moral character and is low-key at the same time. They now express deep doubts about Li Chen's abilities. "Boy, you can't cure diseases and save people by just opening your mouth. You should read more when you go back. Even if you lie, you still need skills," Tang Malin sneered. "Dr. Tang, is there any way to wake up Grandpa?" At this time, Pei Zhongfeng asked from the side. Tang Malin showed a hint of embarrassment when he heard this. No one dared to speak. Until Tang Malin spoke again, "Actually, it's not impossible, but the old man's current condition is more complicated. After waking up this time, he may never wake up next time." Upon hearing this, Pei Zhongfeng and Pei Jianjian both looked happy. "Then try it," the two women said decisively. Grandpa's waking time was very short, and his consciousness was a little blurry. At this time, what does it matter even if he wakes up in public? Pei Zhongfeng and Pei Jianjian already knew that the current situation was a foregone conclusion. Unless a miracle doctor comes from heaven, no more miracles can happen. Everyone in the Pei family in the room chose to remain silent this time. With this result, they seemed to have given up struggling. "Please ask Dr. Tang to take action," Pei Jianjian spoke again. This time, the second and third masters of the Pei family did not stop him. Because they knew that even if they stopped him this time, the old man still wouldn't be able to get better. Now, both of them are seriously ill, and their sons also need medicine. Once they offend Pei Zhongfeng and Pei Jianjian, if they take power, they will be cut off from medicine and money. Then the second and third bedrooms will really be destroyed. Of course, they are not without any financial resources and preparations, but those are the trump cards they use only as a last resort. They can't afford this kind of risk. As long as someone in the second and third bedrooms is healthy, they will not allow two women to take power in the Pei family. If you use this method to stimulate Mr. Pei, the original 80% chance of treatment will be reduced to only 40%, Li Chen reminded. In addition, the patient is currently weak, and if you forcefully stimulate him, he will inevitably suffer from the disease when the time comes. Vomiting blood again makes the patient's Qi and blood decline even more. There is no point in waking up like this. Li Chen must make it clear that as for what will happen next, it is not his responsibility. As a doctor, he said everything he could. Whether these people listen or not is beyond his control. Besides, there was no need for him to get involved too much in the internal struggles of the Pei family. Reminder, this is already the limit. It's just nonsense. Tang Malin and others naturally didn't take Li Chen's reminder to heart. Zhang Nan, please ask this friend of yours to go out, Pei Zhongfeng also said. The next thing is an internal matter of our Pei family. Pei Jiangnan's expression changed and he looked at his second uncle and third uncle. He hoped that these two people would speak up and at least give Li Chen a chance to take action. However, the second and third masters of the Pei family did not want to take risks. They also dare not risk their lives and the lives of their descendants on this one. Li Chen just smiled faintly, patted Pei Jiangnan on the shoulder, and turned to leave. Looking at Li Chen's leaving figure, Pei Jiangnan felt extremely aggrieved. However, he can't leave now. Dr. Tang, take action, Pei Zhongfeng also said. They are more nervous than anyone else and more excited than anyone else. As long as this level is passed, they will be the new owners of the Pei family. Pei Zhongyuan frowned slightly. He and his father had different opinions. Even if he knew there was no chance, he should give it a try. Instead of giving up on yourself like now. Tang Malin has already taken action. Slowly, the breathing in the room became rapid. At this moment, the old man lying on the bed slowly opened his eyes. Grandfather! Pei Jiangnan shouted. Puff. However, before Pei Jiangnan could get closer, Mr. Pei spat out a mouthful of blood, and his whole aura was fading. It can be clearly felt that although the old man is awake, he seems to be not far from death. Grandpa! Pei Zhongfeng and Pei Jianjian immediately pretended to come forward, but in fact they blocked Pei Jiangnan's way. Grandpa, how are you? Peng Ji and Peng Yufan also came over, even blocking their sight. Pei Jiangnan's face was as gloomy as water when he saw this scene. Dad, Pei Zhongyuan looked at the second master of the Pei family, his face becoming anxious. The old man's reaction showed that Li Chen was not lying just now. Li Chen had already made a judgment without even touching the old man's body. This shows that this person is definitely not in vain. Thinking back to what he said before, there was an 80% chance of a cure. The second and third masters of the Pei family felt their hearts pounding. Maybe, the old man really has a turn for the better. But now that the old man is bleeding, is it still too late to save him? The two looked at each other and quickly made a decision. Bet. Pei Zhongyuan immediately left the room quietly. Pei family, outside the house. After Li Chen came out, he picked up the two children from the car. Just as he was about to leave with the two little guys, two very luxurious business cars slowly stopped. Hong Ziyuking got out of the car, followed by negotiators, lawyers, and some bodyguards. Just as she passed by Li Chen, Hong Ziyuking frowned slightly. He always felt that the guy in front of him looked familiar, like he had seen it somewhere before. You, stop. Hong Ziyuking turned around and said to Li Chen's back. Li Chen, who was holding Li Biwu with one hand and holding Li Nanfei, turned back to look at Hong Ziyuking and said, "Is something wrong?" After staring at Li Chen's face for several seconds, Hong Xiuqing finally recognized it. Li Chen. Do you know me? Li Chen was confused. He didn't seem to recognize the person in front of him. Hong Xiuqing couldn't help but laugh. It was really hard to find a place after trying hard to find it. It took no effort at all to get it. He originally thought that after this incident was over, he would go meet Li Chen, but he didn't expect that he had already met him now. It seems that God doesn't want this guy to continue to live. It's really you, Hong Xiuqing sneered, glanced at the child Li Chen was holding, and said coldly, detain these two little guys first. Things also have priorities. In his opinion, people like Li Chen can be crushed to death at will, so there is no need to take him too seriously. After controlling the two children, Li Chen won't be able to escape. Although he still didn't know who the person in front of him was, Li Chen also knew that it was probably related to the Black Skull. Just when Hong Xiuqing's people were about to take action, Pei Zhongyuan had already rushed out. Hey, second young master Pei, why did you come out in person? Hong Xiuqing looked at the man in front of her in surprise. It seems that I still have some face. But Pei Zhongyuan only glanced at this guy, ignored him, and went straight to Li Chen. Mr. Li, please stay, Pei Zhongyuan shouted eagerly. Li Chen looked at Pei Zhongyuan and said, is something wrong? Please ask Mr. Li to save my grandfather, Pei Zhongyuan said hurriedly. Mr. Li has something to ask for, and our Pei family will do our best to satisfy it. Don't you want me to save people? Li Chen said, besides, I have no interest in getting involved in your family's internal fighting. What if I followed you in and was kicked out again? Fell shame.